Hello and welcome to episode 66 of the Geek Heart Games podcast. I am Sam Suvak alongside Cody Tetrick. Cody, how's it going?
Oh, pretty damn good, Sam, because you know what this week is?
What is it?
It's our E3 coverage week, let's go!
I'm going to be honest with you, I considered, so last year I think we called our E3 episode E3 Extravaganza. And I was like, well, this one could be E3 Extravaganza 2019, but then E3 happened and I'm like, maybe it's just our E3 episode.
Yeah. I
feel bad for saying that. There's some good stuff, but I don't feel like it was an extravaganza. We'll get into it. We'll get into it. Before it happened, I considered messaging you to see if you wanted to use our special light show lights for the episode, and then it happened. I'm like, no, I don't think we need the lights for this one.
Funny story about the lights, Sam. I don't know if I've ever told you this. So I left them plugged in, pretty much. And so when the power would flip, they would turn off. I remember one day it flipped and I wasn't home. I get a text message from my dad of a video of my room. And he sends me a video of the light going off in my room with the caption, "Bow chicka wow wow." And I was like, for the love of God, I do not need to put on a light show to have sex. That's just weird. But
you have such a strange relationship with your parents.
Like 2 weeks ago, they were doing construction on our road, and they kept hitting power. And 3 mornings in a row, I woke up to the light show happening, and I was like, "What's going on? Who came in my room and turned this on? What?" Eventually, I unplugged it. I was like, "I can't do this anymore."
Well, you have actually told me this story before, because the last time we talked about it, I told you need to unplug it. So I can't believe that you left it plugged in all this time and it was still happening.
I mean, sometimes it's nice to wake up and have a light show, but then when you're waking up and you don't know what's happening, you're just scared. You're like, "What's that? What's going on?" So yeah,
you're worried about where you woke up. Man.
Yeah, I was like, "Am I in a dance club? I don't remember going to sleep here. This is a weird thing." Yeah.
All right. Well, I hope you learned your lesson.
I think I did.
I'm not sure that you did, but I guess time will tell.
I mean, it's unplugged now, so
For now. Are you going to plug it back in?
I mean, if I'm having sexy time, you never know.
Sometimes I'm sorry I asked, man. All right. So we're going to get into our E3 stuff. We're going to talk about the things that we saw that we were most interested in. We're not going to cover everything because it was a lot. There's still a lot to E3. So we're just calling out our favorites or the things that we're intrigued by. But before we get into that, it's time for my queer game pick of the week, which this one, I was telling Cody, what?
Ma'am, I believe you called this your pride pick.
It's my pride pick because I like alliteration. Fuck all.
Yes. All right. Just making sure
I'm a little off today, so I'm trying to... Oh, I've got my What's Good Games pride shirt. So nice. That came in the mail today. I still don't have my Geek Heart Games pride shirt. It smells real bad because I haven't washed it yet. It doesn't smell as bad.
New shirt smell.
It's not as bad as those Bungie shirts. Because I remember when we wore those, you wore it the first day you got it because we were recording. And I was like, "Ooh, that's stinky." So it's not that bad. But anyway, hopefully maybe I'll get my other shirt in time for next week's episode. We'll see. Anyway, it's the pride pick of the week. And this week I played a game called A Bathroom Myth, which I was going to play this other game because we were going to do E3. I wanted something short. I went to go start this game on my phone. It was mobile. And I was like, oh, I played this game last year. So I just had to scramble and find something. And so this is a game that I found on itch.io. And it's a free game, or you can make a donation and it goes to the Transgender Law Center. So it's for a good cause. So this is a text-only game, and it's like a choose-your-own-adventure type of game. And it's this kind of fantasy world where there are people, but then there are also animal people. And then you are a bathroom, because the bathroom is alive and has a personality, which is a very interesting concept. And so basically the premise is you're this bathroom, the bathroom union or whatever the organization is that's in charge of all the bathrooms in this building has issued a decree that transgender people can't use the restrooms, or everybody has to use their biological appropriate bathroom. And a transgender woman comes into your bathroom. She comes into you. I don't know. It's weird. So she comes in. She's actually running from the security that's chasing her just because she's a transgender person and they don't like them. And so as the bathroom, you have to decide, you know, what to do to try to help her or try to get her out of there. Because, like, if you help a transgendered person, like, your bathroom can be decommissioned or, like, just completely taken away. You'll be destroyed. And so there's, like, weird fantasy magic. So, like, at first you get the choice, like, you can help her by turning her into a soap dispenser when the security guard comes in so we can't find her. And so you just go through and play through the story. It's pretty short. It's about 20 minutes. And the interesting thing is, like, it's got different endings and different storylines, because I played it once and went through, and I was pretty much playing as the bathroom the whole time. And then the second time I played, I ended up going and playing as the transgendered woman after she left the bathroom. And so it's pretty interesting to see the different directions the story could take and the different endings that the story could have. And again, it's just one of those that is, you know, a thought-provoking, makes you think about things that you haven't considered. It's like, oh, do I have certain beliefs about things because I believe them, or because people have been telling me, people in authority tell me this is what I should believe and this is how I should behave and react to things. And so it's just a nice thing to think about, and it's a fun, short little experience. So if you have any interest in that, it's called A Bathroom Myth, which is a weird title for a game. Anytime you talk about bathrooms, things get weird, and you're like, a fantasy story about a bathroom. So.
Now, when you say it's a text-based game, what exactly do you mean by that? Like, is it like everything is just coming up and you're picking prompts, or okay? Yeah,
so it's just kind of like you're reading a story, and then it'll have options, and you can try out different things. Okay. And the cool thing about it is, like, pretty much all the ones that I came to that had options, like, you could click on it and kind of read and see where it was going, and then you could continue down that path, or you could go back and be like, oh, let me check out these other options. So you could, like, kind of go and read all three options before you picked one. So I thought that was pretty cool. So
okay. Yeah, pretty neat. All right.
Yeah, it was a cool one. So, all right, now let's get into all this E3 business. We're starting with EA Play, even though nobody really understands if that's part of E3 or not. But hey, it's there. We do it. It's fine. So, Cody, you said you didn't really have anything you wanted to talk about with EA Play. So,
should we give our, like, overall opinions on E3 before we get into it, or do you think?
Okay, sure. Let's do that.
I thought this was a very lackluster year for E3.
That's why it's not an extravaganza.
Yeah. I think, like, about midway through the conventions, I was like, I see why Sony did not do a press conference this year. Like, they kind of read the room and were like, these other third-party people don't have anything for us to announce. We know what we're announcing soon. We don't need to be here. Whatever. And, like, it's not, like, there were good conferences, but, like, it just felt like there was a lot of telling and not showing, because, like, this entire E3 was, like, very sparse.
It was showing, but not showing, like, what you want to see.
Yeah.
Showing cinematics rather than showing gameplay. So we saw a bunch of neat stuff, but we have no idea what the game's going to be like. That happened a lot.
And then we'll talk about it more during certain conferences, but, like, we got a lot of, like, we got some release dates for stuff, like, we've been waiting for, but, like, also, like, there was just a lot of, like, this year. It's like, okay. Could be any time that year. Whatever. Like, you know.
I'm fine with that.
There's one in particular I'm going to call it later that I was like, why did you not give a release date yet? What the hell?
What did you say?
There's one for Nintendo that I was like, how did you not give a release date? Okay. But we'll get to that when we get to that.
Okay.
But yeah, I was left, like, I just wanted something more. I wanted excitement, and, like, last year's E3, I think, is, like, one of the best E3s we've had in a very long time, because, like, at the end of Microsoft's press conference, like, that Cyberpunk 2077 thing happened. It was like, oh my god, this is incredible. Like, there was always this like, and one more thing stuff
Yeah.
And we got like one of those this year that was kind of big that we'll talk about, but like, I don't know, just this E3.
I feel like the last 2 years have been really good.
Yeah.
So now it's like, and I will say, like, I've seen a lot of people who are real excited by a lot of stuff.
Yeah.
But a lot of it's not my type of thing, so.
Like, I'm very excited for what we're talking about tonight, but like, I don't know, overall, it's just like, this doesn't have the same energy.
There were some conferences where I got so bored, and I was so glad that I had Slay the Spire on my Switch that I could be playing while this is happening. So, but, let me tell you my biggest complaint about E3. And, like, I tried to put it out there in Discord to see if anybody else was with me. Nobody got on my train here. But I had this experience many times in different conferences when they would play a trailer. So no, they'd have people talking on stage and it would be fine, right? And then they'd play the trailer and like the music and sound effects would be really loud and they'd have people talking in this trailer and I would have a really hard time hearing the voices in the trailer and like understanding what people were saying. Like I really had a hard time with that. And I'm like, is it just me? Like, because I'm old, but like, I don't know. It just seemed like the audio balance wasn't quite right on a lot of them.
Yeah. Like there were times even like, both like, not just in trailer, but like, during Square Enix, like Final Fantasy VII, the music was way louder than the talking. But then like, there was also just times like during the Ubisoft conference, like when they were doing the Assassin's Creed Symphony, like, that audio just sounded off the entire time. I was like, what's... Yeah, so I think it was a very weird just E3 all around for sound stuff going on. Because,
Well, and also, I don't really remember this being an issue from previous years, but, like, it would pixelate a lot on my screen. Like, the quality of the streams. Like, I would often have stuff not be where I'd like it. But that's fine. But yeah, it's just those are minor nitpicks. But yeah. So okay, all right. You wanna get into this?
Yeah. Tell me about EA Play.
All right, EA Play. As you might have guessed, I was pretty excited about their Jedi Fallen Order section. So Greg Miller was hosting. He did a great job. He's always a lot of fun. And, you know, they talked for a little bit and then they're like, let's just jump into this gameplay. And they had like 15 minutes of gameplay, which I'm like, usually I'm like, that's too much. We don't need that much. But on this one, I was like, no, I'm okay. This is just right for me. This is fine. I'm excited about it. It looks like the perfect blend of Titanfall 2 and The Force Unleashed. And I'm excited about a linear story. Although I was listening to Kotaku and they were saying that like once you get into it, it is a little more open than what you would expect. And you can do things that's not as clearly, you're not forced down a path as much as we think just from what we've seen. So regardless, I think it looks cool and I'm hyped for that one. Cody, if you'd notice in that one, there is a giant spider creature.
There are a number of giant spiders this year.
In every fucking game. Every game has giant spiders.
I was very like interested in the Star Wars game before I saw gameplay. And I saw gameplay and I was like, this is not my jam. Like, it just looks very slow-paced for me. Like, it looks very slow-paced, and there were definitely a lot of times I felt like enemies were just standing around waiting to die, and I was like, I'm good, you know? Maybe I'll pick it up later.
Yeah, I'll say, might have been playing on easy. Respawn... At least with Titanfall 2, they had quite a few different difficulty levels. And those hard ones, they get real hard, Cody. I've never beat Titanfall 2 on the hardest difficulty. I've got 2 trophies I would need to get the platinum. One is beating it on the hardest difficulty, and one is running the gauntlet in like a certain amount of time. And those two things are like beyond me. So, but yeah. So I think, you know, to each their own.
Yeah.
But it might not be... they might have wanted a slow thing to be able to let people see rather than have like people jumping around really fast where you couldn't really see what's happening. So that's possible as well. We don't know. We'll find out more before November when it comes out.
I think they're showing it off next at D23. So yeah.
Disney.
The Disney
I always like hear that. I'm like, what is that? Why is it D23?
I don't know. Maybe
that number makes no sense to me.
Is it 23 years?
It makes no sense, but fine. I mean, whatever. I don't know. It's fine. Okay. Okay, so next up was Apex Legends. And, I'm going to get excited about this. They had some really cool new looking skins, especially weapon skins that are coming in Season 2. They announced the new hero, Watson. She looks really cool. And they've got the new weapon, L-Star, which is from Titanfall 2, which will be in a supply drop only because it's so OP, which I was like, dude, okay. And they're going to have a ranked mode that will be coming out in Season 2, which I'm super excited about, Cody, because all the good players are going to go play in ranked mode, and then I'll do better in just the regular mode, right? So I cannot wait for that. That's going to be great. And then at the very end, we've seen these little flying reptile creatures before, so we saw some of those, and then you see this close-up on this like giant reptilian-looking eye, and so we're all like, ooh, something's coming. There's huge bones on that map where animals have died, and I feel like we're gonna see something about what it might be in Season 2. So that's exciting. There's also like this stuff on Twitter people are showing where the big Leviathan monsters that live out in the sea, they're getting closer. And people don't necessarily think that those are going to attack. They think they're kind of running from something that's coming. So we'll see. In any case, it should be exciting. I'm excited for it. So that was really all I had for EA play. Yeah. So I started to watch some Battlefield 5 and then I stopped. So yeah.
I mean, I think EA had these like kind of smart like, hey, like we're like they announced some stuff like in between. They had like their indie stuff they announced. I think they had the right idea of just like, hey, like if you're into these games, here's the time to watch them. Hey, if you're into this game, come at like 11 and watch Star Wars. So that was a really like smart plan. I think they realized the blowback they got from last year's debacle of like the Command and Conquer mobile game. They were like, all right, let's keep it short and sweet. Let's get the gameplay out there and talk about updates, and we're good.
Pretty good.
So good on EA. I feel like they did a pretty good job for what they had. Yeah.
All right, Cody, you want to take us over to Microsoft?
Yeah, and so from there we moved on to Microsoft Xbox. And so like the first thing that they announced is actually the first thing I was excited for. Ninja Theory came out on stage, and I was like, "Fuck yeah, let's go!"
There's one thing before Ninja Theory.
Was there?
Yeah. The Outer Worlds. They showed a
lot. Oh, they showed the Outer Worlds stuff. That's right. They opened it with the Outer Worlds thing. That game, I need to see more from it. I'm very just kind of...
I'm cautiously optimistic, but in my world, cautiously optimistic doesn't matter because it's on Game Pass, and so I'm going to get to try it for free. So I'm like, yeah, it looks cool enough for me to try it on Game Pass, so I'm excited with that. But yeah, now continue to what is probably the most exciting.
So Ninja Theory came out on stage. They had two of the directors for this game, I want to say. Mm-hmm. And they announced their new game, Bleeding Edge. It's a 4v4 melee combat. It's very like punk rock looking, like kind of steampunky in some areas. It's kind of like Overwatch meets For Honor in a way.
Yes.
Yeah. There are a lot of colorful characters and stuff, but yeah, I like the idea of like a melee combat focus. Like it's not a shooter; it's focused on like getting in there and like fisticuffs with like weapons and stuff. It looks very interesting. I will say, I don't know. Like I think I would have liked Hellblade 2 probably a little bit more, but I'm interested in this game. I want to give it a shot.
Yeah, I mean, I can see where you're coming from, but also like I don't know that I want a Hellblade 2. Like I feel like it was so perfect, just like in its own little thing. And I'm one of those people that I believe like having something more new never tarnishes what originally was. So it's not going to do anything. But it's just like I don't know. And I mean, I've replayed Hellblade kind of recently since I originally played it, and it didn't have the same impact on me as it did then. Like I think it's one of those that like it really gets you that first time. I mean, I did love the gameplay, and I wouldn't say no to another Hellblade, but yeah. But it's interesting to see him do something different. Yeah. I feel like I feel like really Hellblade was kind of more a departure from what they're used to, and like. Because, I mean, they did the DMC game, They've done like Enslaved Odyssey to the West, which I didn't play a lot of, but it involved some stuff that was more like this. So like I could see this. Yeah. And I mean, the character designs look awesome. Everybody looks so cool and distinct. So I really can't wait to see more of this. They have a technical alpha starting June 27th. Now, I don't know like what platforms it's on or how to get in, but I'm keeping my eye out for it because I'm real interested in it. Mm-hmm. So, yeah, that one should be good.
Do you want to just take turns going?
Yeah, let's just take turns.
Okay, so what you got?
So next up for me, also as we're going through, we should try if we have any predictions that we made that we can talk about, if those come up. So I only have one that actually is kind of even remotely counts, and that is Ori and the Will of the Wisps. I said we'd see a trailer and a release date, which we did. I also said they'd announced that the first game is coming to Switch because they're partners now, and that didn't happen. That was far-fetched. But yeah, Ori and the Will of the Wisps, they showed what looked like gameplay on this one, and there were a surprising number of large bosses going on in this one. Like, I do not remember that many boss fights in the first one, but like, everything's out to get you in this one, and they're big, man.
My first note was, fuck no, because of the giant spider boss.
Yeah, giant spider boss. But yeah, it looks the same as the first one. It looks beautiful. There's things that happen in the first game that, really get to me. So I did get a little choked up watching this trailer, and I'm pretty excited for it. It's coming out February 11th, 2020, which I really expected it to come out this year. So I'm a little disappointed, but February's not too far away and it'll be fine. I want him to take the time to get it right.
Yeah.
So, hopefully that'll be great. Cody, you've been frozen for quite a little bit on my screen here. Am I frozen for you?
Nope.
Okay. I guess
just keep going.
We'll just keep going. It's a really good image of you right now. So
we'll
just let that up. So okay.
Yeah, I did not play the first one, and this one looks really cool. The person I was watching it with, she wanted to make note that Ori is really super cute, and I have to agree.
Fucking adorable.
Fucking adorable.
Oh my god.
Yeah. But yeah, for me, I may have to give this one a shot. I think it looks pretty cool. I also was I was expecting
the first one, Cody.
I'm going to I was also expecting like more from this whole like Microsoft Nintendo partnership. Like we got a few things. Like we'll talk about more because it was more Nintendo when stuff got announced. But yeah.
Yeah, I don't even remember anything that was.
There was two things.
Okay.
They were kind of small, but like, yeah, I was just expecting more, and we didn't really get that. So yeah. The only Xbox-based prediction I had was that Xbox has no less than 7 new exclusives, and I think
you got that.
They definitely
knocked that out of the park.
That one's just fucking
They said they had 14. So yeah.
Next up for me personally, I have the Blair Witch game, and like holy shit, did that look cool. The trailer for it like instantly like got me like sucked in because like at first I was like, oh, it's a new Outlast.
That's what I thought.
And then like at the end of the trailer they pan upwards and like there's like this like design in the forest, and then the Blair Witch logo comes up. I'm like, oh shit! I was not expecting that. I was also hearing a lot of people being like, oh, is this Alan Wake 2? And I was like, oh, I didn't get to finish Alan Wake 1. I would love to go see that. Yeah, it looks really cool.
Nobody was expecting Blair Witch. It took everybody by surprise.
The part of the trailer that like really got me was like the main character we're sticking with like has this video camera, and like he drops it at some point, and then like he looks down, and like on the video camera there is like footage of him walking into the forest with his dog, and they're looking for some kid, I want to say, and I was like, ooh, I'm fucking in. This looks so cool. But yeah, Blair Witch looks fucking awesome. I can't wait to play that.
Hey Cody, do you know where that's coming?
Gamepass?
It's coming to Gamepass.
Is that one exclusive? I don't know if I didn't really see anything. I think it may have said PC as well. I'm not sure. I don't remember.
Well, because with Game Pass coming to PC, they're sharing their exclusives more than they were.
Yeah,
exclusive just means no PlayStation apparently. So,
what you got, Sam?
Okay. So after Blair Witch, I had Cyberpunk.
Yes.
Which, jury's still out on Cyberpunk for me. Like, I haven't been super excited about it. I was watching it, I'm like, I don't know, this could be interesting, but I didn't get into The Witcher, so I was like, kind of hesitant. But, I mean, me along with everybody else who was hesitating, I believe we all got sold at the same instance when we saw Keanu Reeves in the game, and then he came out on stage. And it was fantastic. So.
I lost my fucking mind. So, like, I was, I remember last year, the stuff, I was like, all right, this is cool. I'm not sure if this is for me. And then, like, the first trailer they showed, I was like, all right, like, I'm more kind of sold to this. And then, like, they kind of, like, it stopped, and then this trailer kept going, and, like, Keanu Reeves' character, like, sitting down, being like, wake the fuck up, samurai. I was like, holy shit. I'm in. And then, like, they come back to the stage, and Keanu Reeves walks out, and I'm like, no, I'm in. Like, Cyberpunk has sold me. This is my game of show. Holy shit, let's go. And then I'm shocked. The release date is April 16th, 2020.
Yes.
I'm looking forward to that. I think, I wasn't a very big Witcher. Like, I tried playing The Witcher 3 and couldn't get into it, but I think this one may get me. Like, it looks really cool. The whole, like, you're changing, like, the idea is that, like, your character is, like, this entire world is, like, really big on body modifications, and, like, as you see in the first trailer, like, your character can, like, have these, like, blades coming out their hand, like, arms, like, popping out, and, like, it just seems really cool to me. I'm into it. Like, I'm excited. Cool. And it's an open world RPG. It's been a hot minute since I've played one of those.
I was just reading today an article that was saying, I believe, unless I'm wrong, I'm pretty sure, I'm 98% sure it was this game. It was saying you can play it without killing anyone, if that's the direction you want it to go. Damn. Which I thought it was interesting, because in that trailer, it seemed like there was quite a lot of violence going on. It's like, that seemed like a cutscene violence. But, hey, it says you can do it, so I believe everything I read on the internet, so that must be true. The one thing that super impressed me about this, Keanu Reeves came out, he's talking, he's got a little headset mic. That mic was so fantastic because his hair was flopping on it constantly, and you didn't hear any of that hair flapping noise.
Yeah, I noticed
you just heard him perfectly. I was like, that's some good audio. Like, that's where my heart lies, apparently, is in good audio. so that was cool. But
also,
what's next?
I think they have like a Cyberpunk 2077 jacket on sale at E3. It's got the little logo that Keanu Reeves had on his shirt on the back. And I really want it. It looks really cool. But like, they're going for like $400 on eBay, so fuck that.
Good God, yeah, no.
The next thing of note for me I have is Double Fine joins Xbox. And I thought this was really good because like Xbox is definitely saving that studio because I think there were reports earlier this year that Double Fine was going to probably not be able to release Psychonauts 2.
Wow,
because the parent company who was producing, the ones who did the Walking Dead game that didn't do very well, Overkill.
I feel like Starbreeze or something.
Starbreeze, I think is what it's called. They're not doing very well. They're about to go under, and so like Double Fine was going to have to end up probably going under with them. Luckily, Xbox stepped in, was like, no, like we want you to be able to publish your game. They had Tim Schafer come out on stage and talk about Psychonauts 2. I think they played a trailer, and I don't think we got a release date.
I don't remember.
But I was just like, good job, Xbox. Like, way to save a bunch of people from losing their jobs. So that's really good.
Yeah.
What you got next, Sam?
Okay, this is just real quick. We just saw a real brief. They did like a kind of montage. They were going through some stuff. But I saw this Lord of the Rings living card game. And like really saw like 2 seconds of it, really.
Yeah.
So I have no idea what it's about, but it's a card game and it's Lord of the Rings, so I'm interested.
Yeah.
And I'll wait to see more about that. Also, I'll just go ahead and mention it here, as they were also going through that fast montage, they had After Party, which we've seen trailers for that before. It's where you're in hell, you're having to like drink a drinking battle, the devil, to get out, and it looks like it'll be cool. It'll be on Gamepass as well. So those were they just went real fast, and you didn't get to see any details about
that.
That
was my major gripe, was that they did this kind of like indie showcase thing, but it was just like quick montages, and like it was just like flashing of like stuff up on screen, and then the title was in the corner. And that's just not a way to present that. Like, I think even Greg Miller talks about, he's like, you need to like spotlight these games like how we did in Showcase, and like give like a brief summary, because like you can't just show like if you tell somebody Supermarket Shriek, like you can't throw it up on stage and expect people to understand what it is. Like you need to like explain like there's a goat and it shrieks and it moves the cart. Like
I feel like they were up there for less than 5 seconds. Like you could not see what they were.
Yeah,
so that's too bad.
It's just not a way to present things, I feel like. Next up, I have the game 12 Minutes, and this seems like a kind of like stuck in time loop / like murder mystery thing. So like the trailer opened up with like this husband and wife sitting at a table, and the wife is like puts a box and like she's like, guess what this is? And the husband just is like, it's clothes for a newborn baby, and like she's like, how do you know that? And he's like, because you've already given them to me. And like it seems like he is stuck in a time loop / like different like realities are happening based on his actions, and like he keeps reliving them, and like it just seems really fucking interesting. I think this is from Annapurna, if I'm right. Yeah. Seems super fucking interesting. Like I'm down. Like and like I think the whole premise is like this is all taking place over 12 minutes, and I'm into this game. I can't wait to play this.
I'm interested. I think it'll be really cool. I do have I just need to like I have a stumbling block trying to like get to it. Like I'm sure I'll actually play it and like it, but like I don't know, something about the top down viewpoint. So it's kind of turned me off, but I'm sure it's going to be great. So I'm sure I'll eventually try it out. But yeah, just a Game Pass announcement. They had an announcement that these games are available today on Game Pass. They had Batman Arkham Knight, Metro Exodus, Hollow Knight, and the Borderlands Handsome Collection, which it was cool. I thought they would do more about like, hey, here are new stuff getting added to Game Pass. They didn't in the show, but then when you went to Game Pass and were like, oh, let me download Metro Exodus because I want to try that, right? There were so many games that they had added to Game Pass that day that they just hadn't called out in their conference, which I was like, that was weird, but it was cool. So Supermarket Shriek was out that day. I haven't played it yet, but I'm going to try that one out as long as I can do it without yelling, but we'll see how that goes. But yeah, so there's tons of new games on Game Pass right now, so you should go check those out if you have it or are interested in getting it.
Now, Sam, I was very confused by this, but what is the difference now between Game Pass and Game Pass Ultimate, besides the $5 increase?
Okay, so you've got your Game Pass over here, which is for your Xbox, and then you've got Game Pass for PC over here, which is for your PC, right? But let's say you wanted Game Pass on both your Xbox and your PC, you'd get that, but then you'd also get Xbox Live, and so you'd have it a whole threesome of quality digital content that is for one price. So
you can now pay $15 a month for both Game Pass and Xbox Live.
You could previously, because before they had set up so you could get Xbox Live Gold and just regular Xbox Game Pass on the Xbox for the $15. I think that's wrong. I don't recall this. I thought there was supposed to be a bit of a deal, but I didn't think it was much of a deal. No, I think because each one is $10 a month if you go by month. So it's going to be $15 a month, but it doesn't help you if you buy like an annual pass, right? So, but now they're just kind of throwing in also the Game Pass on PC in that bundle. So it's a good deal if you had both systems you wanted to play on, or if you have a buddy that you share an account with, and one of you has Xbox and one of you has PC or something. I don't really know.
Okay. Yeah, I was just very confused by that. I saw it and I was kind of fast forwarding a little bit because I was like, I'm not very interested in the Game Pass stuff right now. I just want to get to the games. Okay. All right. There's
this whole other thing also right now where you can get Xbox Game Pass Ultimate for $1 for the first month, but there's this trick to it, which you need to go Google this if you're interested, but you can get it for the $1 and however much time you had left on your Xbox Live Gold, if you already had an annual, but you only did Game Pass monthly, it would turn... You'd pay the $1 and it would turn the rest of your Xbox Live Gold into Xbox Ultimate.
Okay.
It's complex. I don't understand it. You better go Google it if you're interested. So, but that's a thing that's out there right now. Okay.
Next up for me, I had Gears of War 5. This was the biggest fucking letdown. Zero fuck. I was angry. Like, I was like shaking a little bit. That's how angry I was. So this game is releasing September 10th. Like, we are like 3 months away from this.
Yeah. And
they did a trailer to like some Billie Eilish song, which I don't know who that woman is. Like, I think she's popular. I don't really know. And it was just a trailer of the main character's like face, and like she would like shake, and like other faces would pop out. How did you not show gameplay for a game that is releasing in 3 months, and we know nothing? Like, we know barely anything about the story, and you showed no gameplay.
It was so trippy and weird. I was like, what the fuck is happening?
And then, like, so they played this weird trailer, and it comes back, and then, like, this camera thing starts happening. You go under the stage, and so they reveal a new game mode called Escape. And, like, it's a cool game mode. Like, I'm interested in it. Like, it's a nice little, it's a new game mode for Gears of War. They had a nice little, like, CGI trailer for it. But, like, this game releases in 3 months, and, like, you showed no gameplay. Like, we have a base understanding of the story from last year's E3.
Yeah. I was going to say, we learned more last year than we did this year. So.
Yeah. Like, I don't understand how this, like, how you thought this would be okay. And then, like, they do this fucking weird Terminator tie-in thing where if you pre-order or the Ultimate Edition, or if you play in the first week, you get the Terminator as a character pack. What the fuck?
I don't.
And then the Terminator shows up later in this conference, and like, what the fuck?
Did he show up later again in this conference? Or I thought it was in somebody else's conference.
It was somebody else's conference. Sorry.
Somebody else's conference.
I was like, what is happening? Like, what is this?
And then Devolver Digital makes a Terminator reference as well. So Terminator was all over the place at this E3.
I mean, they're really just trying to make that new movie so well, I guess. I was so let down by this. And then, like, the Gears Pop game. Yeah. I'm a Funko Pop collector. I'm a Gears of War fan. I have no interest in that game. It looks very bad. It looks like a very bad mobile game.
That's too bad.
Yeah, I was just very let down by this because, like, Gears of War is like one of my favorite franchises. Like, me and my brother play those games together, and like, I'm like, I just want to know, like, what are we doing in this game? Like, I want to know more, and like, we didn't get that at all. And I was just very let down by that.
We did see chainsaw guns, which I thought looked pretty fucking badass. Apparently, that's old hat. Like, everybody knows about that except
you're like, they have chainsaw guns in Gears of War? And I was like, man, Sam really has not played a Gears of War game.
I've not played
because, like, the Lancer is, like, the staple weapon. Okay.
Do you think it's worth it? Should I try to play 4 before 5 comes out? Or should I just skip to 5?
You can probably skip to 5, because this one seems to be doing its own thing. So
yeah, let's do that. Yeah. Okay.
What you got, Sam?
Okay, next up for me, this is where I'm interested, but so they were talking about their console streaming with xCloud, and I felt like they really didn't talk about it very much at all, or really explain what it is. They're saying you could play places, but you can also stream from your console. So I'm interpreting it as, I mean, they're competing with Stadia, like you can play it anywhere theoretically, I guess, for certain things. I feel like they're not going to charge for it if you've already paid for Xbox Live Gold. I think it'll just be, okay, you've got that, you can stream also if you're so inclined. I could be wrong.
The kind of like and I feel like, now I don't know if how they worded this, but I think if you have an Xbox One X, as we'll talk about this. Or was it S too? Is that what the...
Or, I don't know. Is it... Did they say just X?
They didn't really say anything, but I feel like it's going to be if you have an Xbox One X or this new console launching next year, which we'll talk about in a second. I think those two can be used as streaming devices to send stuff to like your phone, your computer, stuff like that. That's what...
If my Xbox One S isn't allowed to do it, I'm going to be pissed, Cody. Not that I really want to do it.
Maybe not at launch. Maybe that'll be like a later thing. But like, I feel like it's going to be like it's going to be something like the most powerful ones they have we're going to be able to do. I don't know. Yeah, it was very like they announced it, and then they were like, "Here's some sparse details."
Very sparse details. Cody, you've frozen again, and now you're making this kind of nervous face.
It's just let it ride out. I don't. Okay. Yeah. I'm going to hit on two things really quick before we get into the new console stuff. They announced Phantasy Star Online 2 coming to the West for the first time ever. This is an MMORPG that I've always been interested in, and I am fucking hyped for it because it looks awesome.
It's free to play. It looks cool.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
And then Tales of Arise. I don't know anything about this, but like the art style is really fucking dope looking. I was into it. Yeah, those are just two quick little things.
I didn't write either of those down, but I thought both of them looked pretty cool.
They looked like they had nice presentations. I was like, okay, cool. Yeah. I did want to make note about the one weird thing about how like there was that whole like Phil Spencer was in the crowd and he's like, we're so excited, like we've been working with these people since 2017. And we're excited to bring this to consoles for the first time ever. And it was Crossfire X. I've never heard of that franchise, and like neither did some other people. Like, and I was like, what is this? I don't even know. I mean, good for them. Like, it was just so weird.
Yeah.
I'll say it. Yeah. So Xbox announced their new console, Project Scarlet. I'm sure that's not the like actual title. I don't think they're gonna call it that. Some things of note. One thing they were touting. So first off, solid state drive, a custom-made AMD processor that lets it run like better than any other console they've ever done. There was talks of up to 120 FPS. And it's releasing in late 2020. My note on when they said 120 FPS, I feel like certain games can get that high, but it's probably games that like use very little processing power. I don't think you're loading up Destiny 2 in there and getting 120 FPS. You may be able to get 60 FPS, but I don't know about the 120 FPS in certain games.
Cody, I wouldn't guarantee to you that I could tell the difference between 30 and 60 FPS. So what do I care about 120?
I mean, 60 is kind of like the standard for PC. Like I feel like 30 is the one for console, but like it's not that important to me. But yeah, the whole when they were like 120 FPS, I was like, all right, we're really shooting for the stars here, guys. Like, okay,
that's what you get. What you want on those 8K TVs that are $10,000.
Yeah,
or,
true.
No, they were more than that.
Oh yes, that's what I was like 8K.
Well, in Australia, I think one was like $40,000 or something. Yeah.
But 8K and 4K compatible as well. I think the first off, solid state drive always good because those load times we want them low as fuck nowadays. And I think the custom AMD processor is kind of interesting because like that's something that they kind of have the leg up on over Sony because Sony has not said anything about their processing power.
Oh, have they not? I thought they were also getting a custom AMD processor, but I could be making that up. I don't know.
I have to go back and read that article. It's been a while since I read the Sony stuff.
Yep.
So what do you make of this new console, Sam? I feel like we still need more detail. That's another thing. Like there was just very few details of like pricing and like stuff like that.
I mean, like I'm happy right now with my Xbox and my Gamepass and just playing stuff like that. So like I definitely want the new PS5 to play the new exclusive games that are going to come on that. But like I don't know that I feel that same pull to get another Xbox right now. So, but I mean it's a year away. It's a year and a half away, so
yeah,
who knows? And
I think it's already been confirmed that like both this Xbox and the PS5 are going to be backwards compatible. It kind of is like, do I need this new console? Especially with the fact that the new Halo Infinite game is launching day and date with this console.
I heard that it was going on both systems.
Yeah, there is already Xbox One like discs up for pre-order. So. Yeah, I don't know. I think I would like to know more. I'm probably like, it's probably not something I'm buying.
I don't think you're going to get it because you don't play your Xbox now.
Yeah, I play my Xbox. I'm playing my Xbox when Gears of War comes out. That's probably it. So they showed. Did you want to talk about Halo?
No, you can. Okay. I mean, I don't have anything really to say about it.
I'm pretty excited for this Halo game. I have not played 4 or 5. I tried going back and playing 4. It is a very distinctly different game from the Bungie because these are the ones done by 343, and Bungie had like stopped making these games after Halo Reach. This is what they're calling like a soft reboot. Like they're kind of like letting go of the story from 4 and 5, and like the kind of premise here is that something has attacked us and like kicked our ass, kicked Master Chief's ass, and now it's time to go take the fight back to him. And so this is what you're kind of seeing in the trailer is like this UNSC soldier who has been like stuck in this ship with no power, and then he finds the Master Chief floating in space and like reboots him. For a second, I thought they were gonna make Master Chief evil because like it was like coming back online and stuff, and I was like, "Ooh, he's gonna fucking just kill this guy! Like he's just gonna like snap his neck or something! Like, ooh, this is gonna be dark. They're trying to like turn Master Chief on us." And so yeah, and it's just like the voice actor for Master Chief is so goddamn good, and like this gets me pumped up anytime I hear him talk. And he's like, now we fight, and I was like, yeah, we do, Master Chief. We gotta go. Let's do this. I'm in. But yeah. Overall, I thought Xbox had a pretty good conference. I don't know. I just wish. I know like they can't show everything they're working on, but like, was it 16 studios they acquired last year? Mm-hmm. Like, I just kind of wanted like a couple more things, and like some like. Just some kind of like commitment to new like long-term franchises, because like the running joke is like Xbox has Gears of War, Halo, and Forza, and like dear God, that Forza announcement was so fucking weird with the Lego car. Like, let's not even talk about that. I just kind of wish they would have like they would have like put their foot down and be like, no, like here's some other franchises we're committing to for the next couple of years. And I'm sure like they may wait for the new console to actually do that. Because you don't want to announce a new franchise right now, and then like you have a new console launching. So, and I feel like that's what makes this E3 so weird is that we're on the precipice of a new console generation, and like people don't want to release things, but then it's like you gotta release things if you want money. So it's like yeah. What did you think of the Xbox conference?
I enjoyed it. I think it was probably one of my favorite ones, but I still like it. I had expected to be more hyped after it. Like I expected to get more excited during it, and it was it was all right. So, but that's fine. I still had some good stuff in there. So, but yeah. All right, let's move on to Bethesda. So I just want to say this one started off and kind of the same thing they did last year. They had a really nice video. This time it was their staff talking about different things and how we are all Bethesda and we are all gamers and all this stuff. And they just, even last year they did one, and it's just like, it just gets you real emotional and be like proud to be a gamer. And it's just like a feel good kind of video. So I liked they had another one of those. And then they got into it. So the first thing they talked about was Fallout 76, which, I don't generally care about Fallout 76, but they're having a free trial right now during E3, and they announced the Nuclear Winter Battle Royale. And, I like to try a Battle Royale. So I downloaded Fallout 76, and I was like, I'm going to try this. And then it took me a really long time because you have to log into your Bethesda account. And I had some trouble remembering username and password. And then I eventually got in. But then I think I was making dinner and then I didn't. I was just like, and so I still haven't played it. And I feel like I'm not going to play it at this point, even though like it's still going to be up for a few days. But yeah. Did you have any interest in going back to this to try the Battle Royale?
No, I traded Fallout 76 a very long time ago. I just don't think I'm into Fallout games, and I'm especially not into a Fallout game that obviously wasn't completed from the start. So, I mean, good. Like, if you're dedicated to that game and you've been playing it still, like, you're getting the updates you want because like they're adding NPCs to the game, which is great. I think like it was smart of them to come out and be like, hey, like we fucked up, and like this is how we've improved it, and like we're gonna continue improving it. And, like that's smart. That's what they should have done, and that's what they did. So yeah, good on them. But yeah, I have no interest in going back to Fallout 76.
Okay, what do you have an interest in?
I mean that Elder Scrolls Online trailer. Ooh, goddamn, that was fucking. I was hype. Like, so
they put out a good trailer.
That was a great trailer. A little long, but like I feel like they were like really trying to get the story across. So yeah, they did a trailer for Elsewhere. It kind of picks up where the last one left off. We got to see like this like leader of the Khajiit. We got to see Abner Tharn and the necromancer who like turns into a giant skeleton and like starts fighting the dragon. I was like, fuck yes, I'm in.
Oh, did he turn into it? I thought he summoned it.
No, he turns into it. That's one of the that's like the tanking line's ultimate ability is you turn into a bone tyrant. It's called. He was fighting that fucking dragon and I was in. And like there were some like Easter egg stuff for like people who've been playing for a long time, like Sai Sahan was a character from like the OG Elder Scrolls Online story, and him returning is a very big deal because like he retired. Like he was like, no, I'm done like fighting. Like I'm like he's leading like a band of people to fight these dragons, and like I'll talk more about it elsewhere next week because I have dived into it and like I'm fucking loving it. I think it's great. But yeah, I'm gonna make note of it right now. My biggest complaint about the Bethesda thing was that like they definitely needed someone to wrangle the crowd in because there were a couple people who were just being very extra and very loud for no reason. Like there's a meme going around like no one and then random Bethesda fan, woo, yeah, like just screaming at the top of his lungs, and I was like, Jesus, man, like I'm hyped too, but calm down. But yeah, Elder Scrolls Online, I was like, this is a great trailer. They kind of just like outlined the next couple DLCs they're dropping for this year, the Year of the Dragon, as they're calling it, and I'm pretty excited. It's really some really cool stuff.
It looked cool. I'm still not going to play it, but I was really into that Khajiit battling the dragon, and like after that trailer was over, no lie, I looked down at Aloy and I was like, maybe I should have named you Khajiit because that was pretty badass. So,
I think cats like Aloy are actually called Fa Khajiit.
Oh,
as I'll tell a story next week about that.
Okay, all right. Well, we'll stay tuned for that. All right. So next up for me, there's this weird-looking game called Ghostwire Tokyo. Another one of those cinematic trailers where we have no idea what's going on. I was watching that. I was like, I made a joke like, oh, they've got a trailer for Death Stranding 2 because it's just weird and made no sense. It also seemed a little bit like Avengers because like people are just disappear and you just see like clothes floating around. You saw this poor little dog walking around by itself because obviously its owner's disappeared. Some weird stuff with some soup. I don't know what's going on, but I'm super intrigued. It does that. I don't know this. I feel like this is a typical horror kind of trope scene where like I think it's like Japan and you've got all these people walking with umbrellas in the rain and it's like an overhead view of them. It feels like something from Resident Evil. Obviously that's probably why I'm a little drawn to it. This thing looked cool, and also they brought out the creative director for this game. Her name's Ikumi Nakamura, and she was just so enthusiastic and adorable, and we all fell in love with her as well because she was just great. So she did character designs for The Evil Within 2 that were quite spooky. So I'm pretty interested to see what this game turns out to be. So actually, this is the studio that made The Evil.
Yeah, I was saying
The Evil Within. Sorry.
Isn't like the head of the studio that made Evil Within? Like, didn't he used to work on Resident Evil? It's like this is like his like protege's game. It's like it's kind of like it's a new horror game. So that's pretty cool. I mean, it looked interesting. It's just I need to see more before I'm like,
don't know what's happening in it. So anyone can make a trailer that looks cool, but we'll see.
Next up for me, I have Deathloop. This is from Arcane, the people who make Dishonored. I play on the for a second. They showed us this like really cool trailer of like these two main characters who are like once again in that kind of like time loop thing like Groundhog's Day where like they keep killing each other and then die and like they keep waking back up on this island and like they seem to think like eventually one of these times I kill you like I'll stop waking up and like
I was reading apparently one of them wants to continue the cycle and one of them wants to end the cycle. And that's where conflict has arisen. And they might have some type of special, like, superpowers, maybe? We don't...
Yeah, this seems like a very, like, kind of, like, futuristic. Like, there was some, like, guns that looked very futuristic and stuff. Yeah, a lot of the stuff I was, like, reading was, like, it's like Groundhog Day meets Hitman the game. And I'm like, that sounds fucking cool to me. I'm in. Like, and the two like creative directors seemed really excited about it. So I was like, okay, I'm into this game. It seems pretty cool. I like the art style.
It looks cool. Again, we don't really know how it plays, so we don't know if this is a straight single-player game or if there could be a multiplayer aspect, so maybe you're playing against somebody as the other person. We don't really know yet. I think it would be cool if you were, but who knows? Okay, so next I had just written down a brief mention of the Orion streaming engine, and this is just kind of the back-end tech stuff that they're developing to make their games run better when you're streaming them. And it's not really exciting. It's not really sexy. It's just cool that they're doing it. And I think Greg Miller had played some of Doom Eternal, which we'll probably talk about next, on the streaming on his phone and said it played really well. So it's just these developers, especially Bethesda, getting involved with stuff, they're committed to streaming as a new viable future, and they're making things to make it go better. So that's cool.
Yeah, I thought it was pretty cool that Bethesda's hey, we want to help make streaming for everybody, so use Orion to help. And I thought that was pretty nice of them.
Yeah.
The next thing for me, I wanted to make mention of the kind of montages they kept playing of Bethesda players and how they were talking. The one that really got me was the one where the woman was I was in a really dark place, and then I made the conscious choice of the only time I'm allowed to go into dark places is in dungeons in Elder Scrolls Online. And I was like, oh damn, goddamn, you're getting me there. And then I just it was it's a nice little thing showing how these games have touched all these players, and how there's a home for everybody in these games they're playing. And it's a really nice little montages.
Bethesda does that well.
Yeah.
So. Okay, so next I had Doom Eternal, which I love me some Doom. This is just more Doom, dialed to 12, and it looks fun. So I'm really excited to play that. They had pretty extended gameplay of it.
Yeah.
And I hope he was playing, or whoever was playing was on a harder difficulty, because it looked pretty intense. I'm I would like it maybe a little easier. It looked like they had most of the weapons unlocked, so it was probably far into the game. But I was just I'm gonna have to ease back into some Doom. So I remember some of it was pretty tough. So yeah, and that's coming November 22nd. So a week after Jedi Fallen Order, but it's okay. I'll make time.
Stacked September and November this year.
Yep. Did you have anything else for Bethesda?
No, I'm not that interested in Doom, to be honest with you. I don't know why.
It's heavy metal, it's shooting,
I know, right?
It's demons. It seems like it'd be right up your alley.
I know, and I just don't know why, but I'm not into it that much.
That's fine.
So next up, we got the Ubisoft conference, or did you have anything from Devolver?
Stop them. Let's just mention Devolver, because I say they were the most entertaining presentation of E3. They usually are. They've got this ongoing narrative that's just kind of like a movie involving murder and just weird stuff that's happening. So that's entertaining. They had a bunch of 16-bit games that I don't care about. But they did show My Friend Pedro again, which I'm excited for that one. It's coming out June 20th. Oh my god, that's any day now. So that one will be fun to play. So I'm looking forward to that. But that was all I really had to say about Devolver. So now we can go to Ubisoft, which let me complain for just a second, because in this presentation, they had various presenters. Some would say Ubisoft and some would say Ubisoft. And I'm just I just wish there was one way and we just knew it was right.
Yeah.
So, to each their own.
So the only thing I have from the Ubisoft conference that interests me was Watch Dogs Legion, because I thought the trailer and gameplay was pretty interesting. This kind of you don't have a main character, you have all these characters you can play, from a kind of rough and tumble British man to a assassin old lady to a very super spy woman. It just seems pretty cool. They're kind of changing the formula of these games, and the kind of premise is that you're in a near future London, and the government's kind of
pretty realistic, because it's this is post Brexit. It's showing, hey, this is what could happen for real. So it's interesting that they take a pretty heavy stance on that.
Yeah, it seems like most of the people do not like the government, and so the government's using like military police like people, and you're kind of fighting back, and like it seems very interesting. The kind of whole like the thing they show you is that like your first character you're walking around with like ends up dying, and so then you become this like assassin grandma like character, and they kept tweeting out, they're like, just so you're aware, yes, you can have a full squad of assassin grandmas, like go for it. And I was like, cool, I'm into it. I never played any of the other Watchdog games, so like this is kind of an interesting thing. I want to see if I'm into it.
Yeah, I played a little bit of Watch Dogs 2, but I never got into it. And I'm going to be honest, I wasn't excited about this game, really. I heard about playing all these characters. I'm like, yeah, I don't know if I really want to do that. This seems like a lot of work. It's just like, da, 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 da. And then we saw Helen, the elderly assassin woman, and I was like, oh my god, I want to play this game. Like, it sold me. She just looks so much fun. And I mean, it starts her off as she's like, yeah, she's a hacker, she's gonna go do some stuff, but then she starts kicking ass too. Like, she's got some moves, and I was just like, man, this game is doing some cool stuff. So it would be one to definitely check out. So we'll see about that. Then just like they had this weird Apple TV Plus trailer for a TV show that was just weird, and it seemed odd that it was there. So I don't even know what that was about. And I'm like, I'm not going to get Apple TV Plus, and I don't care. So that was fine. I did get pretty excited about this Rainbow Six Quarantine. Because I'm not into Rainbow Six Siege. I played it a little bit. I was like, it's fine. But this one, it seems like maybe you're like on a spaceship with aliens and you're having to fight it out, like a horde mode. It's a 3-player PvE situation, and I don't know, it looked cool. So we'll see about that. I don't even understand if it's like a separate game or if it's just going to be something that's added to Rainbow Six Siege. I don't understand. So, wait and see. So you said you don't have anything else for Ubisoft?
Yeah. I mean, the Ubisoft conference was just like a lot of updates to their current games, and like the update to Division 2 was cool. Like, I knew it was coming, so I'm like, cool.
Yeah.
But yeah, nothing else really like stuck out to me.
Okay, I just got a couple more. So Roller Champions, this had leaked previously that it was coming, and it's a roller derby type game. Mm-hmm. And it just, I knew straight away that I was going to be bad at it, but it just looked fun. And right now you could, I think while E3 is going on, you can get the pre-alpha on Uplay and play it for free and test it out. So of course I was like, yeah, I'm going to do that. I'm horrible at it, but it's a lot of fun. It's like Rocket League, but better because you're not like bouncing the ball. Like, you touch the ball and you pick it up, and then you can throw it to one of your teammates if you want to. But it's not like having to control this bouncing ball. You can also kind of take out your enemy players, like knock them down, but they can dodge. I got knocked down way more than I knocked anybody down. Never once scored a goal. I had the ball once shot. It's not as easy as you think to shoot it in that hoop. It's really fun though. I mean, I'm probably not going to get it because I suck at it. But the one thing I wanted to call out was it's labeled as a pre-alpha, and this is the best playing pre-alpha that I've ever experienced. There were no server issues. You could get in right away. You load into a game right away. There were no glitches at all while I was playing. It played like a smooth, fully finished game. So good job to Ubisoft for getting that to that level of quality for their pre-alpha. Like, everybody else has some work to do to catch up to that, but that was pretty cool. And then just real quick, they had a little teaser for something called Gods and Monsters, which it's really unclear what it is. It's the team who made Assassin's Creed Odyssey, and it seems like it's Cassandra battling mythical beasts, but like a kind of cartoony style to it, and you don't see very much. It was a very short trailer. Yeah. So I'm just, something to keep an eye on and see what that turns out to be. So we'll see. Okay, moving on to Kind of Funny. Did you say Did you have anything? You don't have anything for Kind of Funny?
No, nothing really like stuck out to me, and I was kind of like, okay.
Okay. So this is one of the ones where I had it most, so I'm going to try to go through it real fast. Okay, so there's a game called Wave Break, which seems to be racing with like a jet ski, water stuff. Sometimes you get little boats. You're playing as a bear or like a sea lion. It looked pretty fun. It reminded me kind of like a Trials style of game, or like almost a Mario Kart meets Trials. I might want to try that out. There's a game called One Night Stand, which I feel like is going to be kind of like the next Florence. It's just dealing with a relationship and obviously a one night stand. They're cool. There's a game called The Inner Friend, which is this horror game that as I was watching it, it kind of reminded me of like this is a Limbo that is grown up. It's 3D in color, and there's just scary stuff, and you're like this little boy spirit like running around. I don't know. It was hard to tell what was going on. Looked creepy, looked cool. There's a game called Standby, which is a single-player 2D platformer, and you're just this little guy going, and it really reminded me a lot of that game Speedrunners, except it's single-player instead of multiplayer. So I'm interested in that. There's a game called Battle Wake, which seems to pretty much be Sea of Thieves, but in VR. And like, I know I'm not super into Sea of Thieves, but for some reason, the idea of it in VR just seemed really cool to me, and I don't know. I liked it. Now, this is one which I don't know why you're not excited by this one. It's a game called Ramen, but it's spelled Rawmen, as in raw men. And it's this real cartoony, almost Splatoon-like, I don't know why I said Splatoon so weird, Splatoon-like gameplay where you're these guys and you've got like a big bucket of soup and you're like ladling out soup and like throwing it at each other because it's like a PvP, and it seems very interesting. Now, I had to look this one up again. I was just refreshing before the show, and in the kind of funny showcase, they were showing him and these guys were just wearing aprons only. But then in this other trailer I found, like, they were completely naked, but stuff was like pixelated out for censorship. So I don't know if these guys are actually like fully in the raw, but it's just hilarious in that style. Like Mount Your Friends is just a weird, funny game, but like it looks like it'd be fun even if it wasn't just naked men throwing soup at each other. But yeah, and then there's one called Freedom Finger, which this looks like a twin stick shooter, but like instead of flying like a ship so much, you've got this hand that's making a middle finger and it's got a jet engine on the back. And so you're flying with that and like shooting from the middle finger. And it seems like your typical whatever shooter, but then you can go and grab enemies and then you can like use their weapons to shoot back at other enemies. And so it seems really cool. It's got Nolan North and it's just like a really funny type of game style, irreverent. So that'll be cool. There's a game called Skatebird, which nobody needs skate for now because it's like you've got this skating game where you're a bird that skateboards. It's on Kickstarter right now. There's a demo that you can play. It warns there's glitches. In fact, there are quite a few glitches. I tried it. But it's a fun concept, and hopefully they'll get funded. Okay, Monster Prom 2 Holiday Season is coming out, and I liked the first Monster Prom. It's like a visual novel kind of dating sim. You can try to get a different monster to go to prom with you. This one is going to be 3 separate, I guess, kind of vignettes, each a different holiday, I believe. So that'll be cool. And then finally, there's this game called Tamarin, which I've seen a trailer for it before. I believe a tamarin is like a type of little monkey or marsupial. I don't really know. It's a real cute furry looking thing and you're just like running around playing as it. I don't really know what the game's about, but it looks adorable, so I'm interested in that one. But that rounds out my kind of funny excitement. So Cody, do you want to move us on to Square Enix and I'll take a drink?
So like real quick, let's just talk about Square Enix press conference because so they started with Final Fantasy VII, bunch of stuff in the middle, ended on Avengers. I feel like after Final Fantasy VII, they realize, hey, we've got you by the balls because we all know you're here for Avengers. And you're going to sit through every single fucking one of these goddamn trailers and you're not going to do anything about it because you want to see the Avengers. This press conference fucking dragged for me. I was like, oh my god. Had they started with Avengers, I'd been done afterward. I'm like, all right, cool, I'm done, whatever.
This is the one where I had Slay the Spire out because I was like, wow.
Yeah.
There were tons of people who were super excited about all these games.
Yeah.
I am going to be a jerk and say, as I was watching this, all the games in between, like, seemed the same to me. I was like, I don't know. These all look like they're all JRPGs, just doing stuff. They look very similar. I couldn't even tell the difference, but it's fine.
So Final Fantasy VII Remake is the first thing they showed. I'm generally interested in this because I've never played a Final Fantasy, and I do want to play one eventually. I think this is the one for me. I liked everything I saw. I'm still weirded. I don't know. I don't understand their release schedule. I'm shocked this is coming out next year. Like, why is this not coming out this year? What's up, Sam?
Okay, so all right. What's coming out first is just like the first section of the game, and they've said they don't even know how many episodes the full thing is going to be.
Yeah.
And this first one, it's 2 discs big of stuff, and it's just like, I'm just like, what? And just watching the gameplay, they had this battle, and like they showed like the whole battle, it seemed like, and it went on for a really long time. And that's when I had to go get my Switch out because I was like, I can't. So I'm good for you that you think this is it and this is the one you want to go for. I hope it's good for you. I will not be joining you on that adventure.
Fair.
So yeah.
What you got next, Sam?
Okay, so I was interested in Outriders. Again, it's another cinematic, so we don't really know much about it. It is going to be 1 to 3 player co-op, drop in, drop out shooter. It's like a sci-fi futuristic something. I don't know. It looked cool. That's all I can say about it. But it's coming summer 2020. Right. I'll keep my eye on it. All right, Cody.
Next, I got the Avengers game. Hell yeah. So we finally got to learn about this game. So they played us a very long trailer. It kind of showcased the story of this game is the Avengers are a team and they're having a day, and something goes wrong on their very special helicarrier. It seems like it's being powered by some unknown technology, and someone hacks into it.
Oh, Cody, I believe it's called a Terrigen reactor.
Oh. And so bad things happen. It appears someone dies. And it seems like the team has disassembled, you may say. And the kind of premise of the game seems to be like you're getting the band back together. Because they showed off Tony and Bruce talking to each other about how like they need to come together as a team and make up for what happened. Then they kind of spotlighted the voice actors. A lot of like notable voice actors on this cast. If I was a good person, I would have wrote them all down.
I know 3 of them. Is it worth it to say 3 and like leave off the other 2, or should we just not say any of them? Just to not
I think it's Nolan North is Tony Stark.
Yes.
Troy Baker is Bruce Banner.
Yes. And Laura Bailey is not Scarlet Witch.
Black Widow.
Black Widow. I almost called her Scarlett Johansson, but she's definitely not Scarlett Johansson.
Grog from Critical Role is Thor. I don't know his name. Travis Johnson, I think, is his name. And I cannot tell you who's playing Captain America. I don't even know that guy. I think he played something.
Yeah, I didn't know the guy.
And then, so after they kind of spotlighted the voice actors, they kind of came out and talked about how there's also like this kind of co-op live service part of the game. And they talked about how there's going to be no loot boxes and any new characters coming to the game are free. While this excites me, because yay, no loot boxes and yay, free characters, they showed very little gameplay, if there was any gameplay at all.
Yeah.
So it was kind of weird she came out there and said that after not showing gameplay. I feel like, once again, they're probably saving a lot of that for D23 because it's Marvel, and they like to have their cake and eat it too. Mm-hmm. And then last, they showed off Hank Pym in the game.
Yeah.
And that was kind of cool. There have been a lot of hot takes on this game. Apparently, the kind of demo is not showing well for the people backstage at E3. There's a lot of articles going up about how something doesn't feel right. There's a lot of complaints about the art style.
The character designs.
The character designs, yeah. I'm optimistic. I'm still looking for something to fill the void that Marvel Heroes left. And so like, if this whole like live service kind of part of it is anything like that, I'm in. The small bits of gameplay I thought looked kind of cool. Like it's like this third person over the shoulder kind of like stuff. I don't mind the character design. I understand like you're making this for a whole bunch of platforms. You gotta cut corners somewhere, I'm sure. And like it's got a year. There's this. It's like it's a conscious decision to make them not look like their MCU counterparts. Yeah. To say these are our own characters. This is a different instance of them, to just separate them that. And I think a lot of people just didn't like that. Yeah. Or else they looked too much like the MCU, but not enough. Like it was too close, but I don't know. Yeah. So, whatever. What are your thoughts on it, Sam? I'm excited for it. I read that like what people are playing in the demo seems like the intro tutorial, and you just like you play as one character for a little bit, and then it switches to the other one, just so you can kind of feel how all the different characters play, which would make sense for the beginning part. It says that some of the missions will be co-op, so some of them will not, and I don't really know what that means or how the co-op is really going to work, and if like the main story is really meant to be super co-op-y, or if it's just once you get to the end game, the live service part, that's where the more co-op starts coming in as you're doing stuff together. But I don't really care, because I mean, it's Avengers, and I'm excited to play it. So, they've got about a year before it's coming out, so let's just, wait and see. Hope for the best. So it's one of those things, like, you can see a game at E3, and it looks fucking fantastic, and you're like, this is going to be the best game ever, and then it's a bomb. And then you can see a game that's like not quite there at E3. You're like, I don't know about this. And then it can turn out to be great. So hopefully it'll be an instance of that. So. Yeah. Yeah, because I mean, we were also hyped about it. Anthem. Like how that turned out. There is, unfortunately, some PlayStation exclusive stuff. Like PlayStation gets access to an alpha if you pre-order it. I want to make a quick note. I understand like the whole don't pre-order something, but I'm also of the state of mind that it's your money. Do what you want. Do what makes you happy. Yeah. So if you want to pre-order this against the alpha, go for it. If you are burnt by pre-orders, I completely understand. I pre-ordered Anthem, and I feel very like I felt very like I fucked up, but like that's all me. Like so don't tell people not to pre-order stuff just because you were burnt by something. That's all I'm going to say on that. Yeah, and also, you don't have to make a decision when something's a year away. Also, like, I mean, I'm amazed that pre-orders are available so early. It's like, I can't wait till it gets a little bit closer. I don't know. But pre-orders fucking... Okay, I'm so sorry. I've got to go on a tiny tangent. I pre-ordered the Captain Marvel Blu-ray from Amazon, and the Blu-ray was released on Tuesday, and Amazon's like, we'll let you know when we have a date that we're going to ship this, and like it's not available to buy from Amazon anymore. It's like you can get it from third-party sellers. So I don't know what the fuck's going on. Like they said they were going to sell this, and then they don't actually have any. Like they're not selling it, so I think I'm going to have to cancel it and go get it at Best Buy. So that's some bullshit, Amazon. But, okay. Tangent over. Would you like to move on to Nintendo? Yeah. Okay. Do you want to start? Do you want me to start? You're still frozen, so I can't see what's sorry. With your face. I'm just like, I don't know. So, I'm trying to remember how the Nintendo press conference started. They just showed something off, and then they went into introducing Doug Bowser in the cutest fucking way possible. I think they started with the Dark Crystal Tactics game, because that's the first thing I wrote down. Okay, I was interested in it. Like, because I think I was like a little bit into it, but I'm not sure. Okay. Well, you can talk about the Dark Crystal game that you're interested in. I've seen the Dark Crystal movie, but I was never like super into it. And I know they're making a prequel series on Netflix, I believe. And so this game is going to be, just kind of, riding the wave of Dark Crystal hype. I'm not really sure what it's about, but it looks cool. So I'm going to keep my eye on it. Yeah, it looks pretty interesting. They introduced Doug Bowser, who's the new head of Nintendo of America. So that was pretty cool. Just kind of like, they did a little thing where like, the head of Nintendo like was like, I want to introduce you to something special, and then like Bowser, like little animated Bowser showed up and was talking, and then Doug Bowser walked up and was like, no, we got the wrong Bowser, and then like the head of Nintendo was like, are you guys related? And he's like, no, but we get that a lot. The first game for me that really excited me was Luigi's Mansion 3. I love Ghostbusters. This is just Ghostbusters meets Mario / Luigi, and there's a lot of like co-op stuff. Like it kind of seems like there's like this dungeon element where like you can like team up online with other people playing Luigi, and like you go through like a tower. And I don't know, I'm into this. I feel like I played the first Luigi's Mansion a very long time ago, but then I missed 2, so I am excited for this one on the Switch. This year is very heavy on like Switch titles I'm getting. Like I have this Pokemon and Marvel Ultimate Alliance, so like that's 3 this year that I'm getting.
Do you have any interest in getting that Nintendo Switch like ticket thing where you can buy 2 tickets for $100 and then you can buy a $60 game with 1 ticket, and so it's like you're saving money? Do you know about the thing? I read about it, but I didn't know that. I'll have to look into that more, because if that's the case, if you're getting that many, it'd save you $10 per game for 2 of them.
Huh? Yeah, I'll have to look into that, because that might be worth it.
Yeah.
All right, cool. What you got next, Sam?
Okay, I wrote this down not because I'm interested in it, just because we need to get this resolved, but Daemon X Machina is coming out September 13th, so at some point, Nintendo should update their page with like the digital price saying, here's what the price is, and we can resolve our bet. Now, we will state for the record that it links to buy it physically, and different locations have physical copies at $59.99. But I won't accept defeat until I see it on the Nintendo digital page. So we're waiting for that bet to get resolved.
Okay. All right. Next up for me, I got, shockingly, Link's Awakening, because holy shit. Is the art style? I know, right? Cody, #1 Zelda hater? Excited for a Zelda game? What's going on? I love the art style of this game. It's super fucking cute. It comes out September 20th, and I think I'm buying this because it seems really cute. And I never played the original, so maybe I'll find a Zelda game I like finally.
That's cool.
I like Majora's Mask, so...
Is this the one? Am I making this up where like you can switch from the current graphics to 16-bit graphics or something? Or am I making it up?
I think that's an option. Yeah, you can turn it from. But I like the like cute little like clay looking stuff. But yeah, what you got, Sam?
Okay, I've got Astral Chain, which we've seen this before from a direct. It's Platinum Games who made Nier Automata, and it looked cool before. It still looks cool now. Like this time, I feel like we learned why it's called Astral Chain, because you're playing as someone and you have this, I guess you would call it an astral chain. It's this chain that connects you to this other being that does combat with you, and you can also like wrap enemies up in your chain. It looks really cool. And then you still have a co-op partner, another person who also has an astral chain. So again, like I don't really know, but it seems like it's going to be cool, and I like the developer, so I'm down for that one.
Did they give us a release date for this game?
Oh, we've had it for a while actually. It's August 30th, so yeah.
You cut out on me. When was it?
August 30th.
Oh, okay. Damn. Well, hey, another game I want to get, because it looked. I didn't see this in the last direct it was in, but I was sold by this trailer. Like, it looks really cool. It looks very cinematic, and I was in. Before that, I just want to make a small note about it. No More Heroes 3. I liked the trailer for it. I went and looked up like what the previous No More Hero games are like. It looks cool. Not for me.
I don't know what they're like, so.
And so the next game I actually have interest in is Marvel Ultimate Alliance. They showed off the story trailer, and then they announced the expansion pass for it, which has content from Marvel Knights, X-Men, and Fantastic Four, which this will be the first time the Fantastic Four have been featured in a Marvel game in a very long time. So, pretty exciting.
Yeah.
I'm excited for this game. Comes out July 19th? Yes. Yep. I kind of wish there wasn't an expansion pass. I wish it was just all free stuff, but like I get like Nintendo and Marvel want to make money, so I not get it.
It gave me pause earlier when you were talking about the Avengers game, and you were saying you hoped that filled your Marvel Heroes empty heart. But like, I was thinking, wouldn't Ultimate Alliance fill it? It seems like similar.
Yeah, this will also, but then like, you know, eventually like you beat the story, you beat everything. Because I don't think that expansion pass really talks about like new content. It just talks about new characters, and so I'd wonder how much replayability there will be. So yeah.
Okay. I'd also written down that one. You know, I'm excited to try it as well. I'm not really excited about Nintendo Online service, because if you want to play with someone, you gotta like do your audio through Discord. It's just gonna be a pain. So I really wish they could do something about that, but that's fine. So the last one for me is Ni no Kuni. It was announced previously that it's getting a remaster on like PS4 and possibly PC, and then just the original Ni no Kuni is being released on Switch on September 20th. And you know, I recently played Ni no Kuni 2 and I loved it, and I've been toying with the idea of getting the first Ni no Kuni on PS3 just to try it. But now I'm like, well, I should wait and see what it's like on Switch. But also I'm like, is it going to be more expensive when it comes out? It's like, I don't know. So we'll see. Yeah. Because like, is a remaster going to be more expensive? Will the Switch one be cheaper? Will it just be better to like get it on PS3 because it's like $20? So we'll see. We'll see what it comes out with. But I'm hoping to try out the first Ni no Kuni, because I've heard really good things about it as well. So, all right, what else you got?
Somewhere in here they talk more about Pokemon. Super excited for it. I have a special Waluigi sighting in the Sonic and Mario Olympic game, which like I like those games. Like they're kind of just fun little party games. So yeah, the kind of Microsoft thing I was talking about earlier, the partnership. So the Minecraft Dungeons game is coming to Switch. So it's kind of like a partnership with Microsoft, although I'm sure it's also coming to PS4. And then Banjo and Kazooie are coming to Smash, and that's a very big Microsoft owns Rare, and so that's a very big thing. And that's just kind of cool. Like I was kind of hyped from it. And then once again, shockingly, that kind of tease at the very end for the Breath of the Wild sequel mildly got me hyped.
It looked dark and horror-y, and it seemed pretty cool.
Yeah. And I mean, I'm not trying to like get anybody excited, but I got a Switch over there, and maybe, just maybe, I re-downloaded Breath of the Wild.
All right.
I got a summer. We'll see what happens over this summer.
We'll see if hell is truly frozen over, and we'll find out how that goes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sam, do you think anybody won E3 this year? If you had to give it to somebody,
I obviously you wouldn't agree with me, but I'd say kind of funny. Won E3.
Fair. I mean, no, like they had a lot of good stuff. I think for me it was Nintendo, and that's not just because like that was one of my predictions that Nintendo's best show this year. I just think they were kind of an unknown, like about what they're going to announce. The one thing I didn't want to talk about, I mentioned it earlier in the show, is they announced they won't give a hard release date for Luigi's Mansion 3. It just still says in 2019. It's like, why did you not give that? Like, it's obviously going to come out around Halloween because it's spooky. So like, why not just confirm that? I don't understand.
Maybe that's their goal, but maybe they're like, oh, I don't know if we're gonna make it. We might have to push it. So instead of saying a date and then having to delay it, maybe they just want to wait. Which that's another thing I want to see. A lot of people have been like complaining about things being delayed to 2020 when they were never announced before. They never had a release date before. So something can't be delayed if it never had a release date. Let's just keep that in mind.
Animal Crossing did have a 2019 and it's now been pushed to 2020. Okay. Yeah, a lot of people were upset about that. I saw. Is that what you were talking about?
Yeah, I didn't think Animal Crossing had ever even been confirmed that it was coming yet.
Maybe you're
Everyone
right.
was still waiting for it to be confirmed. Like, right?
Maybe you're right. Okay, yeah, maybe I'm just misremembering. But yeah, I think they had a lot of cool stuff. I don't know. They're just looking at like the games that were announced from that I'm like excited for this year. Like, yeah. But I think Xbox also had a very good press conference.
Yeah.
They did a lot of stuff. Like, yeah.
Yeah.
Overall,
like everyone had some good stuff, and everyone has fans that would say theirs was the best because they were into that stuff. So, good for them.
This is still a good E3. It's just like when you come from like having 2 great E3s in a row, a good E3 just kind of feels like a letdown. And like, there's no one to like blame for that. Like, you can't put like, oh, if Sony was there, this would have been an amazing year. Like, no, like, you never know. So,
and it's tough at the end of a console cycle. People want to save their stuff for the new console. So, it's fine.
And so looking back at our predictions, I had Xbox has no less than 7 new exclusives. Got that right. The Avengers Gate is shown, but no hard release date. I got that one wrong because they did give us a hard release date. Nintendo has the best press conference. That's really just like a personal choice one. No new Assassin's Creed. Got that one right. And Sony drops Last of Us 2 date in the middle. Did not happen.
No.
But yeah.
Yeah, we can just go through mine real quick, but really, none of them really count. Because I said Ori and the Will of the Wisps, which we got the trailer and release date, but it didn't get announced. The first one didn't get announced for Switch. I said xCloud streaming would give footage showing someone playing on their phone, and you could sign up for the beta, which that didn't happen. I said Cuphead was coming to Game Pass, which still hasn't happened. I said Worms was coming to Switch, and I said Microsoft would partner with THQ Nordic, which I was just making stuff up, I guess.
Oh, so. You know who won this E3? THQ Nordic with their SpongeBob remaster, that ARPG Darksiders game, and what was the third game they announced? I don't even think I saw the third game. Oh, it was Destroy All Humans remastered?
Yes, I believe that's
okay. Correct. I was thinking about that last time. I was like, what was that third game? I don't even know.
Yeah, for some reason I was thinking Ni no Kuni was THQ Nordic, but I don't think it is. I think that's fiction in my head.
And, we still got some press conferences this year. Like, they're going to show off Star Wars and Avengers at D23. We got Gamescom later this year. We got a couple PAXs. There are going to be tons of state of plays, tons of directs. I'm sure Xbox is going to do something. We'll get another Google Connect. Like, this year can still be stacked. Like, there's going to be a lot of announcements. Especially leading into a new console cycle. And, this year's already flying. It's already June. Like, we're going to be in 2020 before we know it. These games are going to be upon us.
Yeah.
We've got a very stacked rest of the year, and 2020 is looking pretty good, too. So
I feel like you said stacked a lot in this episode.
I have. It's a very well-endowed rest of the year.
Should the episode title be E3 is stacked? It's not stacked. That doesn't
Definitely.
work. It's not really
Definitely.
Stacked. Is it? I don't.
2019, the year of the stack.
No, that's fine. That's fine. Yeah. It's fine. It doesn't need to be there. It'll be fine. Okay. Well, I think that's going to wrap things up for us. Hopefully you all enjoyed E3 as well. You can reach out to us and let us know what your favorite things of E3. Oh my God, Cody, I think we forgot one of the most important things that we saw at E3. When John Bernthal came out on stage to talk about Ghost Recon Breakthrough, I forget what it's called.
Point.
Okay. He brought a special friend with him, Bam Bam the dog, which I believe it's a girl. Is she a girl?
I think so.
She was adorable. She just came and laid down there right at his feet while he did his little speech, and she was just chilling, hanging out, being a sweet little puppy. She was adorable. We all love her. So, yeah, that was a good one.
We should also note, in the description of the show, we had a very good friend of ours, Byron. Right. He made a full list of everything that was announced, so if you happen to miss anything you want to know, there's a full breakdown in our show notes, so go look at that.
Fantastic. Thank you, Byron. He's got some dedication. All right, so reach out to us, let us know what you liked from E3. We're on you can email us at Nope. You can email us at contact@geekartgames.com. Is that correct?
Yes.
I think that's correct. Okay. We're on Facebook and Twitter at Geek Art Games. You can watch this video where Cody has been frozen for most of the time at youtube.com/geekartgames. got live streams at Twitch. Did I say that wrong?
Yeah, no,
geekheartgames.com/YouTube and then twitch.tv/geekheartgames. I apparently haven't done this in a while. You can join our Discord at geekheartgames.com/Discord. And you can buy a shirt at geekheartgames.com/shirts. I'm on... you can give us a 5-star review on iTunes. We would love that. You can like and subscribe our videos on YouTube. We would appreciate it very much. I am on Twitter at SKSUVAK. Cody?
I'm at Comic Book Cody.
All right. Hopefully by next week, I'll be back on track and not just saying wild stuff. So, until then, Cody, take it away.
We're just two geeks who heart games. Do-do-do-do-do. E3.
Are you ready?
Yes. Real quick. Are you ready?
I feel like I have another burp getting ready, but...
Same. I think I'm drinking the soda for energy, and I'm like, oh shit. But I'm good.
So, I had to bring my friend dinner the other night, and we got this Thai stuff, so I had Thai fried rice, and I said no spicy, and like it wasn't spicy, but I feel like there was spice stuff in it, like I could see little flecks, and I'm like, that's spicy stuff, and it tasted just like a little bit not right for me, and so I've been taking the Tums. So when I ate it, I had to take some, and then I had it for leftovers for lunch today, and I had to take some more right away because I was like, I don't know about this.
I don't think I've ever had Thai food.
Oh my god, Thai food is so good. I highly recommend it.
I'll try it sometime. Just think that I was like, I've never had Thai food.
You could start with a Thai fried rice, which is very much just like a Chinese fried rice. And then they've got like pad Thai and just like different noodle dishes. And they're very tasty. And most, like the places I've been to, except for this one new place, if I say no spice, they make it no spice. And it's fantastic for me. So, but they make it spicy too. So if you like that kind of thing. I don't know why you would, but... Yeah.
Every now and then. I'm like, oh, you know. Throw a little something in there.
Meh.
Yeah.